The UN Security Council is meeting on the threat of a potential Russian invasion of Ukraine. U.S. Ambassador Linda Thomas-Greenfield says Russia intends to use the 100,000 troops currently on Ukraine's border, but that there is still a chance to find a diplomatic way out.
The United States, along with our European allies and partners and other nations around the globe concerned by Russia's threat to Ukraine, have continued to do everything we can to resolve this crisis peacefully. In all of these talks, our messages have been clear and consistent. We seek the path of peace. We seek the path of dialogue. We do not want confrontation, but we will be decisive, swift, and united should Russia further invade Ukraine.
Director Rick Klein for more on all of this. Rick, Russia and the U.S. have very different versions, at least at this meeting, of what is going on right now. Russia essentially saying that this is megaphone diplomacy and that the U.S. is making something out of nothing. So why do they have 100,000 troops at the border of Ukraine, if not to do something with those troops?
Well, that is the big question that you heard the U.S. ambassador to the UN try to highlight, to say, look, this is we're talking about combat troops. We're talking about the numbers we haven't seen in decades in Europe. You don't do this unless you're planning some kind of offensive invasion. It's not like Ukraine's about to invade Russia. Now, Russia can say, rightfully, they've got the right to do whatever they want to do on their soil, but the U.S. can monitor all of this and say it's hard to discern any kind of motivation other than a possible preparation around an invasion. Now, maybe it's all a big bluff. Maybe this is Putin trying to get attention. Maybe his intention is to get the foot off the gas at the end of this, but the provocative language from both sides would suggest otherwise. And I think the way that the White House has handled this in trying to put as much information forward as possible, make as clear as possible our expectation that an invasion could happen as soon as next month, all of it adds in the same direction. And you haven't had anything on the part of the Russians for them to be able to say there's no way, no how this happens. It would fit in with what else Putin has said about his ambitions, the rightful territory in his view of what Russia should control, and his past action. All of it adds in the same direction, which is why that case is being brought today to the United Nations.
So what kind of an outcome can we expect from all of this? Is the U.S. going to get what they want ultimately, or what happens with Russia's veto power in all of this?
Well, that's just it. Russia can veto anything that the Security Council wants to do. Therefore, there is no chance, no realistic scenario of anything substantial emerging from this. And in fact, the U.S. really isn't pursuing that. This is about highlighting diplomacy. This is about showing the world community and the Russians and its allies how united major powers are across the globe. There's nothing that is going to come out of the Security Council other than the pathway of future diplomacy that might strengthen the U.S. hand because of the allies that we're working with. The full expectation is that anything substantial put forward would be vetoed by the Russians, and that's why I think you haven't even heard a lot of specificity put forward by the UN ambassador or President Biden, for that matter, in terms of what the United Nations can do. We all know that Russia holds that veto, and it's almost certainly would use it in any kind of scenario of concrete action.
All right, our political director, Rick Klein. Rick, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.